There is a wide variety of weapons in Soul Knight, and they all have their unique place in the meta. Some are overrated, but others are underrated, and they might be fantastic. Welcome to a new sub-series on the channel, which is 3 reasons why a weapon is either overrated or underrated. And the first episode is gonna be on Ice Spikes. Ice Spikes is a rare or blue class weapon that does 8 damage with a single hit, also inflicts this freeze debuff. It also stacks and is a throwable weapon, which means you can quick swap your weapons to instantly throw out. I haven't tested, but it's estimated that it stacks up to 8 or 10, which can deal up to 60 damage if there's good crit chance. And that brings us to our first reason why this weapon is underrated. This weapon is one of the best weapons for burst damage, or just for normal damage. This weapon is completely insane. It might have a slow attack speed when you first look at it, but if you calculate with 8 damage, it's actually the same attack speed with as an assault rifle, and it does 4 damage with a single hit. It might be just a bit slower, but it does 8 damage per hit, and it also stacks, which means all those time you wasted, instead of dealing damage, you can stack the damage up and deal massive amounts of burst damage. This makes this weapon completely perfect for badass mode, since you can just go into a room, either quick swap, or just straight up use the weapon and kill elite mobs in an instant. This will help you survive for much longer, and it's absolutely essential for a weapon to be good in badass mode. This damage is not really the top notch in the entire game, but it's absolutely insane for a stackable, swappable weapon. And you can use this as a main weapon, no problem. I would suggest you use it as a backup weapon, but if you want to use it as a main weapon, it deals more damage than some sniper rifles and assault rifles, and it's absolutely insane. When I first came into this game, when I was beating my first badass mode, I used this weapon and I chewed through it with ease. I rarely even healed. It just does so much damage. This damage is way beyond enough to kill all the mobs, because the A damage is perfect for one-shotting either low-level mobs or just normal mobs, because, you know, they all have either 8 health or 16 and so on, and you can actually, this brings the most out of your damage instead of getting a mere 3 out of your damage, so you'll be wasting one of those damage. This damage is so perfect for Soul Knight that I just don't know how to explain this anymore. It's absolutely awesome. If you don't think this weapon's good at DPS, just give it another try. It will absolutely amaze you. The second reason why it's awesome is because it's solely because of its stackability, its quick swap ability. It just does so much damage. And basically, if you're using a super high damage per second weapon like the Gatling gun or the missile launcher, or like other things like the, I don't know, a good AR, you don't have to worry about DPS, and you don't have to use this weapon. But once you stack it up to max, it only costs 5 energy, and when you release it, it does up to 100 damage in a mere second. Not even close to a second, in a mere 0.3 second is what I would say. And it is absolutely awesome. It can instantly kill any elite badass mobs and freeze enemies. It's just super insane. Give it a try as your backup weapon. I know it might be difficult to craft since it costs 2 blue fragments, which is a lot. Then don't craft it. If you see it in the level, be sure to use it, and it's absolutely awesome. So yeah, that concludes our second reason why I think this weapon is so good, but none of these guys are using it, because it's such a great secondary. It just surpasses all the other stackable, throwable weapons, since it got a key aspect of freezing and one of the biggest burst damages in the entire game. The third reason is an absolute no-brainer. This weapon's got such a high crit rate. And you know what it does when it crits? It freezes enemies, which is the best thing that could ever happen on a crit strike. This is so good, guys. it has a positive 25 crit chance. That means with something like Rogue, you will be critting every single time you throw this weapon. And if it's someone that doesn't crit often, you can stack it up and quickly swap to it and swap back to your main weapon, and it shoots like 8, so it's like actually insane freeze. It's basically a free freeze. It's a tongue twister, but it's basically a free freeze if you stack it up to max. And you can't believe how helpful a freeze is when you're fighting bosses, elite enemies, or just other things. Even if you don't care about the freeze, it just does so much burst damage. I don't understand why anybody hates this weapon. This weapon is absolutely one of the best weapons ever in the entire game. I would argue this is the best blue class weapon in the entire game. If there was no bucklers and other stuff, this will be my favorite blue weapon in the entire game. So guys, please give Ice Spikes a try. And that is all for today's video. 3 reasons why Ice Spikes is absolutely underrated. And, you know, it's one of the best weapons in the game. Give it a try next game. And maybe craft it, use it for badass mode, whatever you want to do. So that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please smash that like button and subscribe to my channel. I know none of you guys will hear this because my video gets no views. But okay. Peace out and see you next time on 3 reasons why a weapon is either overrated or underrated.
C'est quoi la chanson que tu chantes sous la douche?
Ouais, ouais, formidable de Charlie Oleg et de François Choron.
C'est quoi la meilleure chanson pour un samedi soir?
Ouais, ouais. No.
Thank you.
Ouais.